So the next thing we're going to do is take a look at word problems. So a company sells widgets. The amount of profit Y made by the company is related to the selling price of each widget X given by the equation. Using this equation, find the maximum amount of profit the company can make to the nearest dollar. So here's our equation. And now, so let's think about this parabola here. It's a parabola, it's a negative x squared. So we know it's a parabola facing down. We want to know the maximum amount of profit. Well, the maximum is going to be right up here. So we need to find our vertex. And one thing I want us to be aware of is if we have some technology here, we can use it. It's important to be able to do this stuff by hand, but these numbers get 410, that's pretty big. So if we go to Desmos here, and we type in negative x squared, let's see, and I already forgot what the problem was, plus 62x minus 410. You'll notice here that we have this graph, but I can't really see anything. So you can zoom, use this minus thing. Well, the vertex is up here, and you can zoom back in. And if you just click on it, it tells us our vertex is 31,551. So we can go back here, 31,551. Well, that's our top. So what does this mean? And if we read this again, the profit Y, so Y equals profit, so that our Y value would be a $551 profit, is related to the selling price of the widget. So X equals selling price, which would equal the $31. And what do we want to find is the maximum amount of profit. So maximum amount of profit would be our Y value. So we type in our Y value. So you have to be careful about what the question is asking you. We're going to take a look at one more. A rocket is launched from a tower. The height of the rocket, Y, is related to the time after launch, X in seconds, by the given equation. Using the equation, find the time the rocket takes to hit the ground. So again, we have, so this second one here, so this was our first word problem. Our second one, we have the equation Y equals negative 16x squared plus 189x. Well, if we look at this again, it's a negative one. So we know that this has to be a parabola that is facing down. But what is it that we want to find? Using the equation, find the rocket times it hits the ground. So, and this is where a lot of times we always jump to the vertex. Well, this would be the maximum height. So if we want to know when it hits the ground, that would be when our height equals 0. So if we think of that in terms of our equation, that's we're looking for 0 equals negative 16x squared plus 189x plus 79. So let's graph that again. We'll go to Desmos. So negative 16x squared plus 189, was it x, minus 79. I feel like I might have the wrong equation there. Let's double check. Plus 189x plus 79. So if I go backwards here, plus 79. So again, you can use this in and out thing. If you did it on your phone, you can drag it. But we want to know where it hits the ground. So I want to know the y-intercepts. So if I look at the y-intercepts here, I can't see the whole thing. I could zoom out. And again, you can use this wrench to change it. I can see I don't need the x-axis as wide. So I could go down here, negative 5, 15, and change it that way. But I really don't need that parabola's up there. So I need the x-intercept, and there's 2. So which one would make sense if we're talking about time? We have this negative one here and this positive. Well, we're not going to have negative time, so we have 12.217. And it says to the nearest hundredth. So 12.217. Oops. And then it looks like it wants us to submit it in coordinates, so then our y value is 0. Oh, and there I messed up, to the nearest hundredths. So I did it to the nearest thousandths, so 12.22. So this is the type, just make sure you understand where you went wrong with your answer. Use what it says here to see if you can figure out what went wrong.